Right, welcome back. Still continuing to talk about sexuality between children and the legal ages. Currently, the legal age for children to have sex in South Africa, or consensual sex, is 16 years of age. But it is illegal and a criminal offence as it stands right now for anybody between the ages of 12 and 16 to be caught having sexual relations. But this is now set to change. But a lot of people on Twitter, Dr. Motshekga, thank you very much for staying on with us, have differing opinions as we would. One of the questions that's come through is that obviously there are minors serving time for having caught having underage sex, correct?
Correct.
What happens to them if the law is changed? Will they be released?
You see, they were convicted under the current law.
Yeah.
Now the question is going to be, is this law going to be retrospective? Because if it is retrospective, then they will be entitled to be released. But that is a question that we can't decide on before the amendment has been effected.
Yeah.
But you see, the main consideration here is what is in the best interest of the children. Is it in the best interest of the children that we send them to prison, or that we mobilize society to take its responsibility of parenting? We have faith-based organizations, we have civil society organizations, we have parents, and they have to take that responsibility. But we bear in mind that there are dysfunctional families, there are child-headed families, and other means should be found to deal with those exceptional circumstances.
Okay. Another question coming through, actually more of a comment. Nkanyiso Bling saying, some parents from rural areas still find it very hard to teach or even talk to their children about sex. And that could be one of the bigger problems.
It's not true. You see, traditional communities have initiation ceremonies for both girl and boy children. But because of this westernization, these practices get discouraged. And as a result, parents are disempowered to address these questions.
Yeah.
But I can assure you from practical experience that I know that even in response to these current challenges that we have wives of kings or queens who have set up informal schools to teach children about sex.
Yeah.
I think what we need is that the state must support those initiatives. Departments like Department of Social Work should support those initiatives, but the people are actually making themselves their own liberators.
Okay, here is one, and I can in a way understand where Edmore's coming from. Edmore Tom Chauke saying, I disagree with the doctor. Government is going to take the power away from us as parents because of this law. We will never have control over our children. It's something that I almost said, after the break, but I'm not doing anything illegal, Mom and Dad. What's the problem here? I can have sex with my 14-year-old girlfriend.
Government is actually empowering, giving more power to the parents and the community to say, take the responsibility to educate your own children to desist from this kind of activities. But if the government uses the law against the children, that's where the government takes away power from the parents.
Yeah. So here's a question, and this is one we need to address, and very, very quickly because we're running out of time. Nangamso, thank you for asking this, because this is my next question. Why is it then criminal when a 19-year-old has consensual sex with a 15-year-old? So this leads us to the issue, and the clause there has to be a 2-year gap. So you cannot, between the ages of 12 and 16, there must be a 2-year age gap between the minors that are having consensual sex. Is it 2 years and less or 3 years and less? What is it?
18-year-old people, children, 19-year-old are even voters. It means they are citizens. They can be trusted to take correct decisions about their lives. But now, provided they don't interfere with the adolescents who are presumed not to be able to make rational decisions. So they have to be protected by the state and by society.
Yeah. So just elaborate on that. What is the distinction? So between it has to be how many years between?
Between 12 and 16.
Yes.
We say these children cannot consent to sex with 18-year-old, 19-year-old,
Okay.
and so on.
Yeah.
But we exempt them from consenting if it's between other children between 12 and 8, because they are both minors who can be presumed not to have the capacity to consent.
Okay.
But if an elder one does
With the
that,
younger, with the minor.
then that's a crime, and that one should be prosecuted.
All right. It's a tough conversation. It's a conversation, unfortunately, that must be held. The submissions, what is that date? It's been extended until?
The submission is extended until the 10th. That's closed now.
Yes.
But now we have asked Parliament
Yes.
to request the Chief Justice to allow us not to conclude the Act by the 5th of April,
Okay.
but rather by the 5th of August,
By the 5th of
to
August.
make sure that we apply our minds
Good.
to the submissions made by the public.
Good.
Because as we say, this is a societal matter.
It is.
Yes.
It is indeed. Dr Mathole Motshekga, thank you for talking to us, and thank you very much for giving us a greater understanding of what is going to affect us and our children here living in South Africa. All right, let's get a weather update.